Welcome to our podcast today. This is Coach Eric Johnson, the brand.
This is Coach Aaron Thigpen, the source. Ladies and gentlemen, got a guest for us today. Great young man. I've been able to work with him briefly. We're talking to him today about his journey as an athlete, but his journey also as a football athlete, an aspiring professional athlete. This is Etiva Mauga Clements. Did I say that right? We usually go by Va.
Yeah, we go by Va. Yeah,
Okay.
we good.
But no, this young man, he came to me. His father coaches over at Las Lomas, and he talked to Va about coming in and working with me for his combines over at his college combine. And I've gotten to know this young man. He's a quality young man, and I really enjoyed working with him. He's now in San Diego, still pursuing that pro path. Just so you guys know, he's a local product. Went to College Park High School, then on to Diablo Valley College, and then to the University of Nebraska. He is now pursuing that pro path. Just recently, he was at the Canadian Football League Combine and actually got the Defensive Player of the Combine honors. So he opened some eyes out there, and hopefully that opens some opportunities. I haven't talked to him about those yet, but just want to welcome Va to the brand and the source. Champions are built. And first, Va, just kind of tell us a little bit about your sports experience growing up and how you kind of got into sports and what's led you to this point.
Oh, for sure. I think you already summed it up already for me. Yeah, my name is Etiva Mauga Clements. I go by Va. It's a lot more easier to pronounce to people who've got that hard time trying to twist their tongue. But yeah, I'm from a small island in the South Pacific, American Samoa. You probably couldn't find it on the map. It's more like a little dot. Yeah, it's hard to find. But if you know where your equator line is, just follow that. South Pacific, you see around there. But yeah, my football career started as a kid. We had a AYF, it's a youth football, started from 6th grade all the way up to 8th grade. Took a break between 9th grade and 10th grade because, family stuff. And then, picked it back up 11th grade, going 12th. And yeah, if you guys want me to go deeper, we'll go deeper into that. But yeah, went to JUCO out here, up north to Diablo Valley, find my way, got a scholarship all the way to Nebraska. And here I am now, trying to go pro.
Yeah, I have a question. Your path from Samoa to the States, did you play sports in Samoa? How young were you when you came to the States?
As soon as I graduated high school, I came out to the States, So when I was 18.
Okay.
And yeah, main sports I played was soccer and football. That's where my skill talent was at. A lot of people play basketball out there, but yeah, my father reached out to me. I was getting close to going to the military because I didn't get no scholarship out of high school. The biggest accomplishment I did that time was making an all-star team representing my island for the JPS all-star game we had in Hawaii. We played like Hawaii teams in California. That was like biggest. That was it right there. That was the life right there. Just to represent the island, just represent your school well. But yeah, that's where I got to. And going into senior year and about to graduate, just wasn't getting any looks from anybody. So I took the other route, which was available to us. It's military. If you look, I think if you do a little research, the more that's they got to hire enlistment in the military because that's the only way out for us. It's either school if you're lucky enough, or military, which is always there. You just got to pass the ASVAB test, get the fitness level up, and there it was. And then fortunately enough for me, family reach out that's out there in Concord. Reach out. There's like a school like a couple miles away from the house. It's up to you if you still want to pursue the career, in football. And I was like, hell yeah, sign me up. So yeah, most of my family up there I never met before, never seen them before, but yeah,
Wow.
so it was just, never got to talk to them on the phone other than my dad. So, but came out there, I just took it all in. It's like, I'm here for a goal. I'm just here to represent my family well and stuff like that. And it was just cool. Yeah, yeah.
I have a question because I've had a lot of Samoan football players, successful ones over the years that went to the NFL. And I just wanted to ask you, is there a difference in the culture around sports and football that's different than, I guess you want to call us mainlanders?
Mainland.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because almost to a T, every Polynesian athlete that I've had, you guys are kind of just built different mentally,
Mental.
and there's a drive that I see that's common. And I mean, am I just maybe, again, there's a limited population for me, but do you see a difference? Like when you met your teammates out here, it's like, God, these guys, why aren't they this or why aren't they that? I mean, there's a difference between Southern Cal and Northern Cal. We talk about that all the time. So there's a culture around sports, and it could be locally, it could be regionally, it could be geographically, ethnically, all of these sorts of things. And I'm just wondering, did you see that? And were there some adjustments that you had to make? Did you have to say, hey, these guys ain't going after it like I'm used to going after it?
Mm-hmm.
Or, hey, man, these guys are along with the game and they're along with the flow. I like this. I mean, did you see anything like that? Or maybe I'm just
I definitely seen it. Oh no, I definitely seen it. Our people, like Samoan people, man, I think I'm being biased here, but I know we're built for this game. We're in that toughness. Just being back home. The weather we got tropical weather. It's either raining or it's either sunny. So that's about it. So and plus we're always outside of house doing chores and stuff like that. But when it comes to playing football, our people are most known for playing with heart. It's heart and soul, man. Like they got the same bone, they bleed the same as us. That was about it. But when I got out here, yeah, that's what we had. But the talent out here was like more advanced. Like when I talk about full coordination and all of that, like footwork was crazy. I was the DB when I came out here. And when my coach is putting me through the warm up and stuff like that, it was like, geez, this is what you call footwork? It was I was gassing. We were doing the ladders and all that, but it was just crazy. But just the one thing that sets apart Polynesian players, just the heart. Like we put our heart into this game. I think that's one thing that a couple players kind of lack. They're just here for all the afterthought of it, just getting called after the game for a little press interview and stuff like that. None of them really put in the work like that. I think that's a huge difference. But other than that, the talent out here is crazy. It's amazing. But I just think a lot of people just lack that heart for the game, that play the game, for the game, nothing else, something like that. And when I got here, my first summer, when I got here, we got team meetings. So, but we started with a little running, then lift, and then we get a little break in between, like probably like a 30-minute break, get lunch and stuff like that before we do individual meeting. And when I got there, I don't got, I had my phone, but I didn't got no cell service or anything. But when I got there, as soon as we got a break, everyone's just on their phone. Like almost every dude in that locker room just down on their phone. And it's just me coming out. The only social media I had back there was Facebook and probably Snapchat. That was about it, just to get connected with family. And just socialize, just cut off. Like everyone just on their phone and stuff like that until, someone sees someone familiar, that's about it. But I think social media, man, just got a hold on a lot of people. It stopped them from socializing. It kept them from being outside. And now all they do is just stay inside the house and just doesn't go out like that, which I'm really grateful being back home. We don't got data service like we are right now. We can go to the grocery store and just still look. Back home is like, wait until I get home. Like I didn't even have Wi-Fi in my house until I was like in 11th grade. I think that's when we started having a router. That was new. But yeah, we didn't have no data connection. If you wanted any data connection, you got to go to the store and buy minutes. I don't think kids understand that nowadays. You got to go to the store and get 5 minutes, and those minutes are very, very crucial if you need to call people. So you don't want to spend it too much time on social media. And I hope they keep that. Like, I know there's a part where, people learn quicker and stuff like that. But when I'm talking about sport, man, go outside, go play games, man. Go play some pickup or something like that. Instead of just staying in the house. Just a lot of people just in the house. So, yeah.
Yeah, Bob, I have a question for you too, because Aaron and I talk about this all the time about, go outside and play. That's where you can learn how to be an athlete. And you said you played, but soccer also when you're growing up. How has soccer helped you transition in football with the footwork and just all of that? How did that help you grow as an athlete?
As a kid, I was always skinny, so the stamina was through the roof. So I was just my nickname. I don't know if some people still remember. I remember it. They called me Taxi because they put me in a midfielder and I'd be in the forward. I'd be coming back to fullback and stuff. I was just everywhere around the field. So it was just playing around. And soccer, it helped you with your pursuit angle. Instead of going to where the ball is, go to where you think the ball is going to go. Like, they're passing that ball around, stuff like that. So that's one thing that soccer taught me, I little interesting factor. I was on part of my national team soccer, so it was like under 17. So I'm glad I was in that, but I never got to play though. I probably played one game, but that's me. I was never like the star player, but I was always there working. I get mad if my parents told me to stay home because we got scores. Like I'd be mad, like in the back. I want to show it to them because they'll beat me up even more. But I'd be mad. That's why I think like I really wanted to play sports too. I just want to get out, just go where the kids are at. Because all I have at home are probably like adults. I'll have my little nephews and nieces, but they're too young. But yeah, that's what soccer taught me. And I think the one thing that we don't really have out here is the freedom to go to a park and you see 30 people ready to play something. That's the thing we have. That's one thing I was fortunate to have back home because, we have villages and each village, they got a big park and it depends on the season too. So if it's soccer season, everyone's playing soccer. So it's probably like 30, 20 people on the other side versus the other 20. And you get kids involved. You get adults 30 years older, 40. Some of them, if they're really good, like they'll be out there 40 years of age. But yeah, so it's either soccer, rugby season, and I only play when we're touching. As soon as they say we're about to hit, I'm leaving. Like we got some grown as adults trying to play. I was like, nah, I was skinny too. Like I try to mess with a 300-pound ooze. So I'm like, nah, I'm good. And and then sometimes we'll have basketball. So we got people going basketball, people playing. If they want to really play on the field sport, that's what they play. And I think that's why I'm fortunate. Like there's always people down the park ready to play, just getting out of the house. So I think that's one thing that contributes to us wanting to play sports and stuff like this. You finish with school, do your chores, 3:30 at the field. Someone's got a ball down there. A coach or someone's down there. So 3:30 to 5:30, you're good. That's your workout right there. Get back home before those lights start coming up. 6:30 it start getting dark, so you got to get back home. Yeah. But I think that contributes to the athleticism.
Now you're the second football athlete, and I always say athlete instead of player because you guys that we tend to talk to always come from other sports as well. And you're the second, or not the second, the second one recently that we've talked to that's talked about their experience with another sport and how it's transferred into football. You just talked about how with soccer, you're not tracking the ball, but you're tracking where you think the ball is going to be, and that helps you with pursuit angles. You're a linebacker. Perfect kind of transition. And I can't remember who it was we were just talking to, but we're talking about they were played baseball, and they were talking about how tracking a fly ball was helping them with their receiving skills.
Man, I can see that.
Yeah. And so at least the smart ones are taking their experiences, even if they're at a younger age, from one sport and seeing how they transition them into another. And I think that says a whole lot for kids playing multiple sports, because even though it's not the exact same activity, there's some
Yeah.
correlations and there's some, parallels that most of us can draw, especially if you're an athlete. And I think that's what athletes are able to do. They're able to draw those correlations from one activity and transfer it into another. So it's not just this isolated skill that they just learned under one sport. You get what I'm saying?
Most definitely. When I talk to my brothers, they already got kids and stuff like that. There's like probably 6 of them already. I tell them like, go put them like, I know football is like the main goal right now, but let them play other sports too, because there's a lot of stuff you can learn from playing other sports. Like, I wish I wasn't good up a basketball. I play basketball, but I'm not really that good with dribble. But it helps with agility. Like basketball, it's a small court, but it helps you excel, decel. But going side to side is really good. Like I think these basketball players are really good when it comes to agility and stuff like that, which is something I never seen until like a couple of years ago. Like when I really came out here, like I saw the talent. But man, put them in other sports. Just be athletic. I don't think you should really lock into a sport until you get like to your 12th grade or something like that. Even that, like, just keep the kid athletic and stuff like that. One thing when I was with you, Aaron, like I know we were training speed and stuff, but you were a track guy and you helped my speed a lot. I really seen it. Like, I'm not just saying just to say it. I really seen the improvement I saw in myself. I told my brothers, like, man, I wish we don't have track back home. So yeah, it's not a sport like that, but man, I wish we had track, because that's one thing why these kids are flying through the roof. These like the track workout they do help them like be more bouncy, a lot more faster and stuff like that. So yeah, I tell them put them in track if they can.
Hey Bob, what drives you, man? I've seen you work out with Aaron at Game Speed in the back there, and what drives you, man? What's your motive? That guy is hungry. There's something that's driving him within. And I think in Champions Are Built, we see this all the time with certain athletes. But what drives you, man? What makes you go?
My goal, like where I want to go, like I see myself. I want to play in the league. I think that's everyone's dream. Like as a kid, like you start getting up, that becomes like that's kind of fiction. You sure you don't want to? I'm like, bro, forget what you think. What I think, I want to play in a league. And one of the reasons why I want to do that too is for my family. My family sacrificed a lot. Like I give my props to my siblings. Like they had opportunities to go to school, probably leave the island, but they stayed because our family's tight knit. Like it don't matter where you go. Like as long as you have family, that's the most important thing. So I think my siblings sacrificed a lot just to stay at home, just to be closer, and just to help raise me, because it really does take a village to raise a kid. So I decided, what, like, thank you guys so much for your sacrifice, but I'm gonna take the selfish route and I'm gonna go to college. I'm gonna go play sport. Let me be one of the first in my close family to go to school for athletic scholarship and stuff like that. Because I have a brother. I got one brother that's in the military right now, and he was like one of the first just to, that had the blessing to go in the military, you like be away from most of the family and stuff like that. But yeah, I contribute everything to my siblings, like my parents for sure, but my siblings, they were there. When I don't want to say stuff to my parents, I go to my brother and my sister, because they were there. They're a little bit more open. They don't look at you like what about to smack you if you say something wrong. But yeah, they was just But my family for sure. And just trying to keep that that kid in me, get that fire, man. I got a lot of years to grow up, but right now, man, let me make sure like this kid in me got to live out his dream and is living through me. So yeah, that's my why.
Cool. I like the why. That's good. Aaron, it's kind of funny, we hear this a lot with Champions Are Built, is that they have that kid in them. They have that play in them. And it's got to be fun for you. And, you enjoy that run and you get that rush, that thrill of going out performing. So that's good to hear, Bob, man. That's so cool to hear that, man. That's cool.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I think it's been a thing I had with me like this whole time I've been out in the state. Like, yeah, I'd be getting homesick sometimes, but like if your why isn't big enough, you're gonna easily just go back home. Like I miss family and stuff like that. But your why's gotta be big, and you just gotta stand true with your why and think of the better outcomes. Like I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that saying like don't doubt yourself. Because when I came out here to junior college and we did that first practice, I was like, wow, do I really want to go D1 after like this first day? Like I am not even close. I'm not even close being like coordinated and stuff like that. It was like I started doubting myself, but within those doubts, I told myself, man, I need to get better. Like get better at this. Like ain't nothing. Like right now, yeah, you suck. You at the bottom of the chart, but you keep working. You're gonna climb your way up, and eventually, man, there's a lot of things that had to click. Coaches had to believe in my teammates. We all had to share a bond, and it was thanks to them that I was able to make it out of the JUCO. Like especially in California JUCO, you ain't getting no scholarship, so stuff like that. So yeah.
So what's it been like now, now that I guess what was college like, for you in terms of not the JUCO, but you went to Nebraska.
Pac-10.
Pac-10,
Big
okay.
10. Yeah.
And what was that experience like in terms of the leap from school to college and, the mindset you had to have, the expectations that were put on you as an athlete and even as a student, because you actually got you were a scholar athlete at Nebraska the 2 years you were there, and you also won a couple of citizenship awards while you were there. So maybe talk a little bit about that, how you had to continue to mature not only as an athlete physically, but kind of just as a person and as a young man.
Yeah, for sure. Well, as much as I want to talk about Nebraska, I give a lot of my credit to when I was in DVC, Diablo Valley, because JUCO, that's when I started really becoming like a grown adult. Because when I was in JUCO, that's when after my first semester, I started working right after that. That was my first time working as Taco Bell. That's what I was working at. I get food and stuff like that. But yeah, just being a grown adult, like you really like you talk about time management. That was some crazy time management I had. Like when my family asked me what I want for Christmas, I said just a bike. They say, "You sure you don't want a video game or nothing?" I said, "No. If I get a video game, I'll be too locked in, and I'll be like want to play video game instead of going to the gym or going out for." So my bike was just my mode of transportation. So my schedule was like in the morning to whatever. I believe it's 1 or 2 o'clock school, and then practice starts around 3:30 and stuff like that. We finish practice like an hour or 2 hours, and then we got weight room, and right after that, so it'd be like 5 or 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. And then after that, 6 p.m. to 12 midnight, that's when I go to work. And I work from Taco Bell most time I help the ladies close and stuff like that. Cause yeah, we close at 12, but then we gotta clean up the kitchen, throw everything away and stuff like that. So sometimes you don't get out till like one in the morning and stuff like that. But that was my schedule right there. So yeah, so do that, go home and bike home, walk home sometimes. Sometimes that's just another cardio right there, just walking home and stuff like that, just getting the feet used to it. And work really, when I was at Taco Bell, the cashiers, I don't know why, but we're not allowed to sit down. So I'm standing up most of the time over there. So I think it built up some tolerance, fatigue, just standing up a lot of times. So, but yeah, I give my credit to the job, because that's where you think you would have got it out the mud. That was, as some people, fortunately enough, I had a house to go back to. Some of my teammates, they didn't have anything. They stay in their cars. So yeah, we were damn near living the same life. Go to school, practice, after practice, go to work. After work, they stay in their car. I go home and I go, I got a bed, and then wake up the next morning, do the same thing over again. And yeah, you get your off days, but it's like 2 days off a week. But yeah. And transitioning from that, so that really helped me open up my mind by time management and stuff like that. And then I got to Nebraska. I didn't have to work no more. I was in my own dorm. I'm getting stipend like monthly to play football, and then boom, COVID hit. And now I don't know what to do with myself. We got no practice. You still got school, but I think we had like a 2-week break from, from COVID. And then I just had so much freedom, and I don't know what happened. Like, I don't know what you guys experienced. If you go through life like with everything so structured, and once that breaks down, it's either some people you keep it, or on the other hand, like I did, just lay back and just just let it get the best of me. Try to enjoy it too much, and eventually it caught up to me, and I had to fight back my way to the depth charts and stuff like that for the next 2 years. And eventually, by my senior year, I was able to get some respect from my team and from my coaches. They really loved me. At the end of my senior year, they got me in a couple start, and I developed some strong relationships, some bonds. So it wasn't always fun. Some tough times. We win enough games, and losing, man, that'll really that'll show what type of person you are and stuff like that. It's tough. It's tough when it's losing, especially when you're in Nebraska. It's cold as hell. Every day is like gloomy until you get to Friday or Saturday where you get to play, you get to prove something, and it just changes your mood when you win those games and stuff like that. But yeah.
Well, now that you're out of Nebraska, and you said that you had a hard time when you had all that free time in COVID. Well, now you're an aspiring pro athlete. You've got even more free time. So how are you handling that? I mean, are you still demonstrating that same discipline that you dug yourself out of that hole with before? Are you still doing that now? Because obviously you had a good performance at the CFL combine. But how do you keep that discipline going now while you're still waiting for that phone call?
Well, yeah, let's take it back. I was training with you it was a year ago, right? Yeah, it was a year ago. Like started February is when I started training with you. I was going for my, Nebraska for my pro day. And a couple of days before that, I strained my hamstring because I was, trying to be too competitive. I went to my old juice and started running. When you told me, shut it down, wait till you get to it was a really frustrating time when I did that, because I was having a good time and I wanted to get some football in me. Like, I don't know, just being around the football environment, or in college, stuff like that before I went back. And I ran too much that day and I strained my hamstring, but it was frustrating. I still ended up going to Nebraska and doing all that, but I didn't get to do the 40, the LG on the 20. So it sucked. But the reason why we go back to that, because I didn't get no call from no team after that. So it took a whole year for me to, really like just not doing anything other than just, I kept my head down and say, hey, there's no one else to blame but yourself. Like, I could complain about my playing time in Nebraska, but when it comes down to it, you gotta take some of that on you. It really was on me. Like, if I didn't like the position I was in, it was up to me to take myself out of that. And yeah, it was really on me. But just to answer your question, no, now I'm staying busy. I worked before I went to this combine. I worked. I think you told my dad, like, if anything, if I ever come back to the Bay, I could come out and help you out with kids over there. So, but I didn't come up there. I came down here to San Diego, and I was training. I went to a couple of XFL tryouts and stuff like that. So, place I was training at, after a month, I went to a tryout. The dude asked me to say, hey, you're pretty cool. So, like, you're really good at stuff. You got any work going on right now? I said, no. And he just offered me a job to come help him, help him with kids, train them with speed and strength. I was like, you're like the second dude that's asked me this. So it's like, maybe this is in my field and stuff like that. So yeah, I took the job, so I'm working. Yeah, I never seen that, but I guess when you play sport a lot, it's like some of those stuff are natural to you to teach, and just stuff like that. But yeah, so yeah, I work for a guy for his speed and strength, and I train still with a different trainer now down here. And yeah, so I stay busy, and I got kids too, so extra busy too. So I gotta when I wake up, it's a good thing I have my training in the morning, get my breakfast in. As soon as I get home, get my lunch, And then, I take some time with them to go to the park. And if it's a work day, I go to work, come home, shut, shut it out, to go to bed before 10 and stuff like that, wake up at 6. So trying to lock in on sleep and stuff like that. And eventually got this opportunity for the CFL. They reached out literally a year later, like after just, not knowing what to do, but just keeping close with God and everything. So yeah, just been staying ready, and thankfully with the CFL thing that just finished up this past weekend. So yeah.
You mentioned something that athletes. Did you want to say something, AJ?
No, go ahead, man. We're on the same page, Aaron.
That a lot of athletes talk about is locking in and saying, hey, you know what? Okay, I might have messed up, but my window's closing and I got to get back on it. And had other athletes, talk about that. It's not always, this type of trajectory for a lot of athletes. A lot of athletes it's here and then it goes down and it goes up, and it kind of goes up and down. So I'm glad to hear that, even though you've had a few stumbles, you've been able to overcome them. And you do have a knack. I mean, I saw it right off. I said, hey, this guy, your calling might not be there on the football field. Your calling might be helping others make it to the football field, someone told that to me years ago. He says, Aaron, you weren't meant to be, this guy. You were meant to be this guy. And I kind of see that in you too. So we may be looking not necessarily at the next Pro Bowl linebacker, but probably the next new thing in training of athletes, next great trainer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, most definitely. It's nice just just to coach. It's different because you spend that time around athletes yourself with the talent, at the D1 level. And then you come back, you see these kids, it's like it's easy to see where they're lacking in, like not turning their hips, not not reaching like their form. Are they dorsi flex or like they just relax on it? It's crazy. Like some of these stuff, like people want to train, they go to kinesiology to learn that. And when you're an athlete, you see it every time on the field, and you kind of know which person has a good stance and who's kind of lazy in their stance. So yeah, I think that just comes natural sometimes.
Yeah.
And I also got a credit right after my pro day. You asked me, and I told you, man, I'm not feeling like the best athlete out there. And you told me like destination stayed the same, but just taking a different route. And my whole football career has been different. It hasn't been a straight shot, When did you out of high school, wasn't always a star player. Finally got some luck going my way, picking an all-star, but get no offers. Went to JUCO, and then even after that, I stayed 2 years. I thought I was gonna just do 1 year and go I'm gonna be a star, but and then went to Nebraska, and after that, just the injuries and stuff. No one called me, and then a year later, now the CFL, reached out and stuff like that. So it's never been a straight shot, but like I said, you keep your why strong enough. And if you feel like it's a thing, it's not easy for me to give up because I still got it. When I go out to the field, I feel like I still have it, and I gotta push it to the best of my ability. When I know I don't have it anymore, then I'm gonna call it quit. But I still got it. I feel it in me. Like no one's got to tell me. I feel it in myself, and especially where I'm training at. I got other athletes too that are already playing their pro season right now with indoor teams and stuff like that. They say, man, you got it. And I think with this CFL tryout, man, I ran a 4.14 on this 20-yard shuttle. It's like everyone just
you had the top shuttle time.
Yeah, so
it's there.
Yeah.
EJ, got anything?
Man, what a great story. I love this because we always talk about trajectory of athletes and it's ebb and flow, up and down, but it's those who can stay the course. And you said some important things to me I thought were great. I hope our listeners heard this, but you take a responsibility, accountability, and you lock in. And I got this from you, man. I saw you work, and I go, that dude's locked in. He's responsible. He's accountable. And you know what? You're right, man. You are, man. I can only give you my best, man. I love hearing this story, man. I hope all the people out there today can lock in and understand this young man's journey and really just listen to it and enjoy it, man. So I can only wish you all the best, Bob. I tell you, man, all the best.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
No problem. Well, that's our time for the day. Appreciate you, Va. Thanks for coming on. Got any last parting words for some of our young aspiring football players, maybe our high schoolers who are aspiring to get into college, and what might you say to them? Maybe the one thing or two things that you failed to do or didn't do or realize at their age that you're saying, man, I should have done that. Now, I know you talked about the track thing, so I like that. Anything else?
Just be true to yourself. That's one thing. Everywhere I went, everyone just told me, man, Bob, keep being you. Like, if you're ridiculous, if you're humorous in the inside, be you. If you're someone that's straight, like always just straight to work, be you. Don't ever change for anybody. Be someone that you're happy to be. Like, just be you. Like, help people around you and stuff like that. Because helping others will help you, and just keep God in your life and stuff like that. Because there'll be some dark times, trust me, and there will. Like I always said, man, I ain't gotta worry about that. I'm gonna just work hard. But there'll be some times like, hey, come on, let's go party. Like, come on, things are going hard. Like that's where you really gotta push that away from you. Like just know what your goal is. Like keep that peer pressure away and be yourself. Just be yourself. Yeah.
Oh, I like that. Authenticity and being accountable to yourself first, more so than anyone else.
Yeah.
Right.
Great, man. It's been a pleasure having you. Thanks for coming back and giving us a little knowledge, and definitely keep us posted on your journey. I want a jersey.
Can I also say one thing? Yeah, can I also say one more thing?
Yeah.
Hey, man, if you love sport, man, play it to the best of your ability. Stay in school, and for me, sport has taken me. It took me away from an island to the U.S., to the United States. I never seen myself like it was just I was just in a small island. Now my first state to be in a state was California. Really live out there, and I was able to play football in Ireland, just whole different country. And now I just past weekend they already paid my flight to go to a different country, which is Canada. It's amazing what sport will do for you. If this is what you want, take advantage of the opportunity and just have fun with it. That's one thing too. Yeah. So sport ain't just for all, those things you see in a movie, just jockeys being jockeys. It's just, if you do it right, it'll do you right. So yeah.
I like that. Well said, man. I like that. Well, that's a good way to end it. I love that. EJ, take us out.
Yeah. Well, like a true champions are built. Bob, we only wish you the best. And this is Coach EJ, the brand from Champions Are Built.
And this is Coach Aaron, the source. We'll see you.